Hello everyone and welcome back to the Ember BTC channel. Today's video is going to be a quick BTC market update. We'll start off by reviewing the long from 100k. We'll look at the current trouble zone and then we'll take a look at what I think might happen next. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. So in our previous market update video last Tuesday, we had this big red candle which dropped through this low and also the low that was created on this long wick after the Trump tariff news. We have had this 100k level marked out for a while because it is this previous consolidation before the leg up, which obviously was a range of its own, where we had some support, and then it's also a round number, which is 100k, which also tends to be a psychological support. And then we have this naked point of control just at this low, which was also tagged. So as I shared on my Twitter, I was looking to enter some longs on wicks down into this level, looking to capitalize on a potential bounce, which of course we have got. We are now in our first trouble zone. So we've bounced and we've got back above this low. So we kind of have this little range where, of course, we have deviation, just minor SFP of this high. And now we've got a deviation outside of the range on the low side. We did initially have some resistance at the low, but just given that this was such a significant level with, of course, just multiple variables all in conjunction and in confluence, price was able to get some bullish reaction. Now we are looking at our first trouble zone, which is just simply resistance at these lows, and I'll make this line black. So we do, of course, have this major key SNR zone, which is this gray box. And then, of course, this black line is the range high on the higher time frame range. So if we zoomed out. So this is, of course, the next major resistance. But right now, if we were to enter long here, as we did, this was where I have started taking profits and, of course, put stop losses to break even just to minimize risk. So what we're looking for now is one of two things. So to make the case for a potential bullish move, what we want to see is we've had our multiple variable area or confluence area be respected, which I highlighted was a crucial area to find support, because if we had dropped down through it and potentially got some sort of underside retest, I think we would have gone significantly lower a lot quicker than people maybe would have expected. But we actually found some support. Then we've got back above this lower time frame high, which just kind of is identifying at the moment there is a shift in order flow and momentum. We also got back above this range low. So of course we found some resistance at the moment here, but if we come down and are able to find support in what we can assume now is this supply zone, and potentially we could get a bullish reaction in this area and flip the supply zone and the range low for a move towards this major resistance level, which I'll have to wait and see what happens. Or, of course, this immediate scenario is this is the lower high being put in. So we have our higher high at a significant, this is our all-time high now at this stage, which was the SFP. We've had lower low. We've come down and swept this low and put in a new lower low. We did have this lower high here, just in this perspective. And now, of course, we've created a lower low with significantly less momentum. Like we've essentially just, as I said, SFP'd into a confluence area. We haven't had an expansive move beyond this low. There was only a minor close outside of it. And you can see the wicks were all respecting the area and closing kind of back up towards the low. But there is the potential that, of course, will come up here and either in this area, or we'll look in a minute in this area, put in a lower high to then continue to the downside and putting in a lower low. For me personally, at the moment, I would be looking for, in the immediate, potentially some sort of long setup here on a scalp side, looking towards this key SNR zone. If we then get up here and get a clearly obvious shift and in confluence with volume and order flow, potentially on XO, could look to enter a short in here for a scalp down towards this low. Expansion move to the downside. In relation to the higher time frame, so of course these are just scalp trades I'm highlighting here, or I guess daily trades. In relation to the higher time frame and potential swings, I would really want to see us push up through this level and look to flip back onto it before starting to think about any sort of higher time frame shift to the upside and back towards all-time highs. I do think this scenario is a little bit unlikely, but again, as I've highlighted on numerous occasions, when it comes to being bullish on BTC, I'm always happy to be wrong, because trading and investing are two different things. I do think sometimes people misconceptualize what I'm discussing in these videos. A lot of these topics are trade ideas, like this one, this long setup, or this potential short setup, or this potential long setup. There's 3 different scenarios here, and essentially they are all setups in key areas, which essentially is high probability areas when you're looking for X outcome. I'm not looking to cut my BTC spot bags here, or I'm not looking to full pour here. These are just 1% risks on trading accounts, or 0.5% or 0.2.5% risk on accounts trades. And to just finish up today's video quickly, I want to revisit the DXY. I've shown the DXY in confluence with risk on and risk off market conditions on multiple occasions, so I won't do a side-by-side with the BTC chart, but there tends to be an extreme correlation between DXY uptrends and assets downtrends. So you can pretty much time every top and every bottom when the DXY is in key areas. So I do think that Trump may potentially try and pump the dollar, just given how weak it's been, which may potentially look to, of course, crash certain markets. But as of the moment, we have come into this key SNR level, which of course is quite visible on the chart, where you had this long drawn out range where you had a lot of support being found in this region, hence it being a key SNR zone. We've then dropped down, had a bearish underside retest, and now in confluence with this SFP, so of course this high up here, in conjunction with the key SR zone, the DXY has started to take a downtick, and now it is coming back down towards, say, this lower time frame key SNR zone. If the DXY was to continue pushing down towards this region, I think BTC may see some relief to the upside. But if the DXY is to find some support here and potentially push up through this key SR zone and flip back this key SNR level and push towards this 105 level. I think that would be the official bear market at that stage. But as of the moment, we have got that bearish reaction, which is good for BTC. And you can see it's pretty much again in conjunction with the low that was put in on BTC at 100K. You have DXY putting the high in at about 99.78 in conjunction, of course, with this high and the key SNR zone. So that's all for today's BTC market update. We're in an extremely key area and we may find some support, but there is also the potential of putting in that lower high as we have been trending as of the moment. So on Thursday or Friday, I'll do another altcoin market update video. So feel free to drop any suggestions below that are suitable, of course, and I will try and get around to the most commonly suggested tokens. So if you enjoyed today's video, please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.